some of you still have fight within you. And I was thinking, if I had to start over from scratch, if I lost everything today and I had to start over, I would go back to where I came from. I grew up in Houston County, Georgia. Now, Houston County, Georgia is composed of multiple cities. They have Warner Robins, they have Kathleen, they have Bonaire, parts of Byron are in Houston County. Centerville, parts of Perry. I'm sure I'm forgetting one or two. There's a bunch of cities in Houston County. And you guys can see. And were you to zoom in on any of these, you would see there are 4 or 5 Walmarts in Houston County, and there's about 3 or 4 Krogers in Houston County. So if you're willing to do an overnight stocking job, Walmart will put you part-time. I know Kroger, if you outwork the people, and it's not hard, I can promise you that, because most of them have given up and they're not going to work hard. I know that from my experience when I lived in Houston County. You will get full-time. You can get medical benefits, and I'm going to show you the budget I made for you guys. Now, I did a previous video with my real numbers, and I'll link it, but I know things are more expensive now. I lived off of oatmeal and a multivitamin, and so that's what I'm going to put your budget at. I lived off of a pack a day. Not a pack a day, I meant a pack in the morning, pack at night, and then you take the multivitamin with both meals. As a fun note, you're going to be in pain all the time anyway because you're doing manual labor. I had 3 jobs at one point in time. I'm going to say you only have one and you work full-time, $16 an hour. That's what I'm going to budget you for. I'm just showing you how cheap rent is. Now, some of these places are in the ghetto. Not all of them. You know, you would want to scope out the neighborhood. You know if you get a bad vibe or not. But we're going to put your rent budget for $13.50. Now, some of these places will include electric and utilities. But I'm going to go ahead and give you a budget for electric and utilities based on complaints I've seen from people I know that still live in Houston County. And I'm going to show you the numbers. I'm going to put you on Mint Mobile cell phone bill because you can carry your phone over. Cost you $15 a month, not including taxes. I'll show you guys the vitamin and I'll show you guys oatmeal. So if you get the 10-pack, you know if taxes is like $214 or $217. I forget which. They're always up in taxes no matter where you live. But we'll round up because you're going to be living off 4 packs a day minimum. Yeah, I'm going to do that math. You guys will see the math in a minute. I lived off the Ritual multivitamin. Now, I went on their website. The Ritual multivitamin is what I use. You can use whatever vitamins you want. We all know food is not nutritional. You pretty much need supplements to help keep you from going to the doctor. And I saw Walmart had, I'll show you the exact one second. I was mad because I went to the website. Walmart got it cheaper. And I think the one for 50 plus, yeah, it's 33. We'll budget that for 35. I'll budget it for 40. Maybe you want some fancy vitamins. Because you want vitamins if you're living off oatmeal. You want vitamins if you're living off American food anyway. Most of them have been leached of nutrients. But here you go. I did the math, and I will link my original video. It had exact numbers. This is just the top of my head because a lot of people are struggling right now, and I was thinking, what would I do if I had to start over? Now, I'm going to sound crazy. I didn't drive. I walked to work every day, and I lived in Georgia. It rains, okay? So when it was raining, you put 2 plastic grocery bags. If you're working in a grocery store stocking shelves overnight, I promise you, while you're at the store buying groceries, you get grocery bags. You put the grocery bags on your feet when it's raining. You tie them up real tight. You bring an extra pair of shoes and socks in another bag zipped up in case, you know, the ones you're walking in get wet still, even with the plastic bags on your feet, and you have an umbrella over your head. You're going to get wet. You're going to be cold. Better than a $500 a month or more car bill, right? I used to Uber if I really needed to go somewhere in a car. Most places it's going to cost you $15. If you are too far, you're not wanting to walk an hour, there's enough living, housing, trailers, apartments within walking distance of a lot of the grocery stores. You can walk if you really are willing. And that'll save you that $500. And I'm going to show you 3 or 4 ETFs. I'm going to show you 5. I'm going to show you a REIT. I'm going to show you something that you can invest in. Partial shares. You can buy partial shares. You don't have to pay the full amount. And that way you can get extra income coming in every single month. Instead of putting it in a retirement where they might lose you money. You don't really know what they're putting it in. I know I went with the company 401k. They didn't match. It was just my money taken out of my paycheck every month. And they were losing me more money than I was making me on the stock market. So I would say don't even put your money in a retirement account. Invest it yourself. I got plenty of stock videos for you guys to go through on my channel. That's what my channel's for. It's for free information to just give you a quick overview. Go back 5 years and, you know, and see actual money you can have coming in. One of the first ETFs I'm going to show you that you can do partial shares of. Now, this one's only a year old, so it would be considered higher risk, and you would have partial shares, so you wouldn't get the full amount. You would get a partial amount, right, because you got fractional shares, but you'll be getting paid every single month, and I'll show you another one. This one is BTCI, for those of you who are genuinely curious, and you might just want to put $1 in. I think I just heard a dog howl. Please ignore that. Now, SPYI is another. This one's also by Neos. I just like them. They're a lot more stable. This one's been around over 3 years, and they don't ever dip more than $10 if you were able to buy a full share. But in this case, you're probably budgeting still. I know I used to. And you would buy partial shares, and you would get a partial dividend. If you want to own a full share, let me show you AG&C. Now, some people are mad about AG&C. It was my first REIT. I have paid bills with AG&C dividends. Keep in mind, too, you will be paying taxes on your dividends, because it's extra income, but it's not taxed the same as your regular income. It'll be taxed less. But you could buy it for under $10. Just wait till it drops a little bit. It likes to dip under $10, and you'll give 12 cents every single month. So if you just wanted to spend $10 once a month, you would get an extra 12 cents per $10 you spent every single month. You just let it sit in your brokerage, and you will get paid. And I have a Cash App video that shows you I did that experiment just for you guys. I think I put $40 in it. You can reinvest your dividends, or you can use them to help you pay bills when you're going through hard times. Now, I showed you AG&C. This is a REIT. I showed you the ETF BTCI. I showed you the ETF SPYI. Now, let me show you two risky ones that did really well this year. This one is weekly paying. It's called HOOW. It's very pricey, but it pays every single week. You wouldn't be spending $80, $60, $70. You would be spending whatever you could afford. You'd put like $5. You would get fractional shares, and you would get the partial dividend. Or you could do HOOY. They used to pay monthly. They now pay weekly. They're not showing it yet. They just announced on the 14th of October. It was the 14th or the 17th. They will move to weekly payments. Give it a minute to load. There we go. And you will see you would be buying partial, fractional shares. You wouldn't be putting in $60 because you don't got $60 to spend. You would be putting in like $10. You would get fractional shares, and you would get the partial payment because you don't have the full amount. Now, you can go to 5-year history. HOOW and HOY haven't been around 5 years. They just perform really good in 2025. They might completely fail in 2026. That's my disclaimer. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm showing you guys what I would do if I had to start from scratch. I'm going to link the original video I made months ago, but I know prices have gone up. But if I had a restart, I would move back to Houston County. I would go back to working overnight in a grocery store. I would outwork everybody that have the ability to overwork to get overtime, full-time, overtime, and I would reinvest all over again. If I lost everything tomorrow, that's what I would do. As always, have a great day. I hope your life gets better, and happy investing.